Alright, so I went over, looked at the fittings that I had bought. It turns out I did get 90 degrees for here. And what I'll do on that controlled flow is much the same. Get a 90-degree fitting to go in there. Yeah, so I kind of like that. Just get it all in line. Keep it where it's serviceable. Should we ever need to replace any of that, sure we will. Because, you know, yeah. So, next thing, let's get these out of the way. Our fittings. And now, much like we did on the other pass, we'll just kind of figure out. So that's the area where that is. I gotta remember where I put my. Here we are. 2 1/4, 2 1/4. Okay, so that's roughly where we want to be. Let's see, that's still zeroed out. What I'm gonna do is one of these is gonna be absolute 0. Ooh, absolute 0, right? Not the science kind either. But since we have 2 holes, they're on a diagonal, I figure right there. Okay. So now I'm gonna hit set. Okay. Now, I know that's absolute 0. So now, run our table over. And again, this is we are roughing this because the piece of metal, the work, is not really clamped. And now I'd really have to do something stupid to move it, but nonetheless, should be about right. Ooh, right on the money. Okay. Now that number really doesn't mean anything. However, what we'll do is we'll chase back to 0, which is over there. So now we're gonna remove the block, put it in over here on the dirty workbench for now. Go get ourselves some power. Fire it up. just did is mark this out. So we're gonna mount the solution pump. Thought process here is we're gonna mount it under the right hand side tank to allow for 100% drain, and then also when it's time to clean, we'll have a clean out valve right here to drain the whole system. So to do that, I'm going to use our bracket that we had last time for our stabilizer, reinforcement, whatever you want to call it. Got some 2x square here. Weld that in there. Drill some holes, mount our pump in here. Sounds simple enough, right? So, to do that, we have to see what our holes are spaced at. They look like 5 1/4. 5 1/4. It's kind of an odd spacing. That's what they are. 5 1/4. Very strange. So 5 1/4 is our spacing on these holes. Let's go set our drill up and get moving. These look like 3/8, so we'll do size over on the drill. All I'm doing is moving the milling head back. Looks like it's centered there. Centered as in it's centered on the milling machine. And we'll move the table back to get everything nice and centered. Misjudge that a little bit. Alright, I'm going to swap out that bit and away we will go. So now we've got this all welded on here. That was the piece that you just saw me drilling out. Now this, our solution pump, will mount right there, and that way we get a positive drain on everything. So a little bit overkill, but hey, it's made with scrap I had laying around, as was the whole thing, so just kind of keeping with the theme. So there's that. Now we'll come back around to the front. Now that this has had a chance to cool, now it's time to actually start laying out our different valves and getting them connected. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so I got the mono block here. Spin on our connections. Adjustable wrench for this. Now that's kind of against the rules, but we don't really follow rules here, in case you haven't figured that out yet. The other one. Let's see if it got mixed in. It did. On these, where they're brand new fittings, I'm not worried about twisting anything off. And they're O-ring to boot. We don't have to worry about it. Okay. Alright, now it's time to think. The biggest reason I'm saying that is we have to figure out how we're going to hook this up to what's already on the swather. So I think it's time to consult the technical manual on the swather, and then we'll tie it into that valve that's hanging down over there. I don't know if you can see it, and just basically just start running lines. It's fun. No, it's not. Mainly getting in there is not going to be fun. So we'll take you along for the ride, and yeah. Alright, this is going to be an absolute mess, but we should be able to do it relatively easily. So as you'll see on the screen, these units came with a Power Beyond feature, which is this one right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then this is the return, which goes to the tank. And the one I have disconnected, hanging there somewhere, right here, that is the pressure line. So this is the pressure tank, went to the head at one time, right here, and then Power Beyond. Power Beyond being for like, real height, any sort of accessory like that. This one did not have that. That just returns to sump. I'm gonna make this really easily, or yeah, I'm sure that's a word. I'm gonna make this real easy and just put a plug in this. Because like I said, this just returns to 0 pressure sump. As soon as I open this or crack this, you'll see a nice steady stream of oil come out of there. So let's see how big a mess we can make. So that's the 7/8. So we got it cracked. Now, there it goes. Sometimes if you move those in the opposite direction, you can get them to start without slamming your wrist like that. That time it did not help. Sometimes it does. About 80% of the time it does. It's a little trick I learned a long time ago, but like I said, sometimes it works. Sometimes it don't. Oh yeah, here comes the oil. All right, so I'm gonna get my plug ready. Oh, get in here. Get this cracked. Man, I don't want to come loose. She's on there. Come on. Not as bad as I figured. Oh yeah. Oh. All right, now that little bit of a stream is coming from the actual return line. We'll get that return line hooked up here so that we can get this valve block out. This is going to go over to that mono block. Just get it ready to go. Back in here. And crack our final one. Yeah, right. So, see if we can grab on sometime, especially since we're not wanting to save this. I don't really care. Nope, it says nope. Ooh, that's not good. Yeah, okay. So what we'll do this. Not the right way to do it, but again, since I'm not wanting to save any of the fittings attached to the block, I don't really care. There we go. I wonder how much of a geyser this is gonna be. I'm gonna get this right here. Just keep spinning. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a geyser. I can already tell you that. Oh. Not bad though. Not bad. This out of the way. Now we're gonna get our new hose hooked up. I'm surprised. It really wasn't that big of a mess. Oh. Let me put this boom on here. There we go. Now we'll get our 13/16 backer wrench. Get that on here. At least I thought that's what that was. It is not. Same size. Well, that's helpful. So, I have to come over here. Oh my goodness. Here we are. And one more. Okay. And we'll do the same thing on this plug. Okay. Now we'll hook up our pressure. Pressure hose and our new hose. Man, you gotta like take a deep breath. I got that tightened. Now crank it down. And maybe one more. And one more. There we go. Alright, now go over to the block. Here we are, we're back at the block, the mono block or whatever the heck you want to call it. I got this one from Summit Hydraulics. It's 12 volt hydraulic block. It has the built-in pressure release valve, so it's perfect for open center systems like this. This side is our tank, so that's return to tank, and this is our pressure. So now we just got to remember which is which over here. Not that hard because of how I laid them. This guy right here is our tank. I'll just kind of get it situated here. Make a connection. This part of hydraulics is fun. Say that, and then we got a problem like that. There it goes. Almost went, uh-oh, did I order the wrong thing? But no. So there is our tank pressure. I guess I should say return the tank, whatever. This is our actual pressure, which is going to be supplying the whole thing. That'll come here. Just can't get this started. Save my life. It's a JIC fitting, for goodness sake. There we go. Okay. So with those JICs, as long as they're snug, you should be fine. So now it's actually time to run the lines off of our monoblock over to our booms themselves. So I'm gonna reuse the height control for our up and down the center cylinder. I'm going to reuse those hydraulic lines. They look fine. The other ones did not. That actually went out to fold the boom. Plus, how this was originally done, the booms would fold on one circuit. What I want them to do is be able to fold left and right on separate circuits. So this will be, when you're sitting in the cab, the right circuit, the left circuit, and up and down. Reason I want that, again, I'm setting this up to wipe crops with. To do that, I guess that's the main goal of this project. But in order to wipe crops effectively, you need basically precise boom control on the 3 different sections. And heck, even on spraying, it would be nice on some of my hillier ground that I have on the other side of the river. All that aside, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So anyway, let's get started on this. All right, I already ran one of these. Now it's just time to thread the rest of them through. So I get all these through Discount Hydraulics. And one of their options is to label each one. So it makes it nice when you're stringing these through. If you have it all planned out, you can go, oh, okay, that's a short hose. Long hose, it goes there, it goes here. Just makes the project go easy. These technically you don't need any pipe dope, but I always like to use this, the blue thread sealer. Perfect for oils, which obviously hydraulic. Do I need it? No. This style of pipe thread is designed to, for the lack of a better term, crush as you tighten it. Specifically designed for hydraulic fittings and fuel fittings. Now, it's pretty much identical otherwise to pipe thread. Try not to get that in there, but you get some in there regardless. Alright, so toss the one end to where it's not going to get dirty. Thread this through.